Hello, everyone. This is Annette Stanton. Welcome to Coaching Behind Closed Doors. I would like to share with you about a client who is a manager in a major organisation throughout Australia, and they have an office here in Perth, and came to me for coaching based on his leadership skills and management style. And one of the questions I asked Jordan, okay, I'm not using the true name for confidentiality reasons. Let's call him Jordan. And Jordan, I asked him because one of the things that his peers were saying to him was that he really needed to make a change in his style of leadership because the team weren't collaborating and they weren't moving to the next level. And one of the things that I asked Jordan was, when was the last time that you acknowledged your team members? And then he puffed his chest out and he said, well, we actually went out to lunch last week. I took them all out to lunch because his words were, we nailed that project that we'd been working on for quite some time. And, so I took them out to lunch. I said, well, that's great, fantastic. And I said, so tell me the last time you acknowledged one of your team members in the moment for something that they were accomplishing in that moment that you knew was one of their strengths. He said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, for example, if you see, one of your team members and you're in the moment, you're walking through the office and you notice that they've delivered something, just out of the blue, do you say to them, that was a great job, well done, whatever that might be, in a genuine way. I'm not just talking about, blowing, puffing people up for no particular reason. But it's all about being genuine with, that human connection. And he said, I've not done that before. And I said, well, okay, well, why don't you give it a try? What do you think that would be like? And he said, well, I really don't know. And I said, well, okay, well, I've got a challenge for you. And he says, I like a challenge. I said, well, the challenge this week is to, just as you're in the office, start to get conscious and observe what's going on in the office, and just start to, look at areas that you can actually start to acknowledge individuals in their teams for that particular strength, the ability, whatever their roles are that they play in the office, whatever they bring to the game, of business, and just start to acknowledge and just notice, be really conscious about, their performance and pick it up in the moment just through acknowledging. So anyway, so Jordan come back to, he said, yeah, I'll give that a go. Yeah, okay, no worries. And he went off and he came back to me the next week for coaching. And then I said, how did you go? He said, it was different. I felt a bit funny at the start because it's something I've never done before. And I said, well, that sounds pretty normal, when it's something you haven't done before. And he said, but I did notice, that, a couple of them were really like, oh, well, thanks for that, and it really made me feel good and it made them feel good. Okay, so would you be willing to keep doing it and just notice what happens? And then a couple of weeks later, he went away and did that. So obviously we were talking about other things, but in this particular subject of acknowledgement, he came back to the next coaching session and he said, funny thing, I've got to tell you. He said, I noticed that some of my team members start acknowledging each other. He said, blew me away. I said, great, that's awesome. I said, so in other words, it's shifting the dynamics of the culture in the organisation, amongst the team. He said, yeah. So they're a part of the hidden principles of team performance that we don't, we take for granted. And one of the things, one of the main areas behind closed doors that clients tell me that they truly want is they want to be acknowledged. Yes, there's the pay rise and, those sorts of things. But the number one that I found is that they really want to be acknowledged for the work that they're doing. They want to be acknowledged for the efforts that they're putting in. They want to be valued, not just in financial, but they want to be valued as a human being. So this is what happened, just by acknowledging. I then challenged Jordan to another level. And I said, Jordan, this week, I want you to start to notice in your home life, at home, with your wife, your children. Just get conscious about, what it is that around the home, and start acknowledging your wife. And I gave him the three within the week, because he found that one a little bit challenging. Because it just, as I said, it just doesn't come naturally. And it certainly didn't when I first started it. Okay, so when, just whatever you notice going on, if your wife's cooking dinner for you, be genuine. So we started doing that. And then he noticed also with his children. So ultimately, when he came back, he was glowing, absolutely glowing. And it was like, not only shifting the communication and the team performance in his professional life, but he was also doing it in his personal life. So even though, I guess the bottom line is we take things for granted and we don't realise. So that's what today's article is all about. And I just want to leave that with you. The power of acknowledgement are those hidden principles and that go beyond the performance of a team, and keeping in mind that a team, together, everybody achieves more. It's not just in the professional life, it's in your personal life as well. Yeah. So thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the article, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Check out my website, and I look forward to hearing about your shares. And certainly go ahead and like me if you like this article. Thank you, and this is Annette Stanton signing off. Bye for now.